Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Reviews from the Clubhouse. As always, brought to you by Clubhouse Films. We're your hosts, Chanse McDuffie, and
I'm legendary filmmaker Ridley Scott.
what an honor it is to have you on the show, Mr. Scott.
Thank you. I'm so old.
Yeah, but I mean, look at your vast filmography.
I know.
Yeah.
I've done some amazing work.
Gladiator,
Yeah.
American Gangster.
Do you like Gladiator?
I do.
Yeah, me too.
Are you not entertained?
It's pretty good.
You know
What
they
about
made that movie
Walken's-
without like a script, like that. barely had a
Gladiator?
script. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's impressive. I don't know if I could do that.
Russell Crowe won Best Actor
Yeah.
with no script.
I mean, it's pretty great.
I guess like their first, like in the beginning when they're in the woods or whatever.
I do know the beginning when they're in
And
the woods, yeah.
he's like, they didn't have a script, so
Yeah, he just
So
said
he's like,
walk around.
what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
And Ridley Scott's like, I don't know, say something like it looks like snow. And he's like, all right, yeah, it looks like snow, okay. And
he said
and then he goes,
that.
it looks like snow, and then it started to snow,
Yeah.
and Ridley's
I
like,
think we
well,
might have talked about that before.
probably. That's so insane though.
It is
like,
cool.
Could you imagine?
He's a god amongst men.
The Martian, great movie.
Just gonna keep going about
Anyway.
movies.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
great to have you here, Mr. Scott.
Thank you. That's the intro.
We rolling? Oh, sorry. All right, we're back. You know what I mean? It's
Oh my god. Just let me leave that 5 seconds of dead air in there. We'll be like, what's going on?
I didn't see my back was
I
turned.
pointed. And
I was
everything.
grabbing my phone to see what day it was because I always never know what the date is.
Yeah, what is the date, Chance?
Are we rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, we still rolling? Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, today's Sunday, August 16th.
Oh my god.
It's a little cloudy, a little gloomy out, but you know,
What's the weather look like this for
We'll
the rest of this week?
I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist.
Well, you talk about the
I'm
weather
pretty sure
every
it's
time.
raining bitches.
What?
That's on Family Guy.
Oh, is
I
it?
think. I don't know. It's like I'm not
Oh
a
my
meteorologist, but I'm pretty sure it's raining bitches.
It's terrible.
Good line. So what's new? What's new with you since I saw you last week?
Nothing. I've been editing our film.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a pain in the ass. A big fight scene in it, of course, as you know. And first time we've ever done like an action film, and it's insanely difficult to edit a fight scene and make it look really well. Because it's one thing for the actors to like sell the performance, and they did, of course, they did. They killed it. They did a great job. But you know, it's got to be shot really well. It's got to get your coverage, but then piecing it together and editing it is one hell of a nightmare.
I was with some buddies last night.
Yeah.
And at dinner, I was telling them about the shoot that we had, and I showed them some of the stills that we had from the shoot, and I told them like kind of where we got our inspiration for the shoot and kind of what we were drawing from, and when I showed it to him, he's like, "Oh wow, this looks exactly like that. Like it actually reminds me of that." I was like, "Oh well, cool." I mean, these are just stills, so hopefully, you know, when it's a motion picture, it does the same. It has the same effect. But I mean, we had a great crew, and I'm fairly confident in what we can do.
Yeah,
But-
we got super lucky. We had a great crew.
Yeah, great. Like it's very, especially at the level that we're at, it's very hard to find the right kind of people, the right collaborative forces in order to bring a real vision to life. But I don't know. For a moment when we were on set, I was just kind of standing around because I wasn't doing anything, and I was just looking at everybody, and I was like, "Damn, we might actually, you know, be able to pull this off." But,
and we did. It took us 14 hours, but we did it.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, keep your ear to the ground for that. If you haven't checked out the trailer for Reckoning that we put out a while ago on Clubhouse Films on that channel, this is kind of a prelude sequel type thing to that. It's all in the same realm.
Yep.
So
It's the same characters and same kind of storyline ish, but yeah, it should be really cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, speaking of Clubhouse Films, guys, this is reviews from the Clubhouse, so
Indeed.
make sure you check us out on social media. And
yeah, we got all kinds of cool stuff going on. We got somebody working on a new logo for us.
That's
so
right, we do.
Hopefully, we'll have some fresh, hot logos.
It's
for
great.
You guys.
It's just the two of us naked and no
It's
holding
exactly
back.
how we record the show.
It is all natural.
I like to stay, you know, loosey goosey.
as he drinks a piss warm beer.
Yeah, it is kind of warm because I opened it and I forgot that I had it because I started like making dinner at Yeah.
At like 2:00.
Yeah. Well, look, okay, so this is what I always say about Sundays. Sundays are for making dinner early
Right.
and doing laundry.
So you make dinner early at like 2:00 then?
On Sundays, yeah. So
Wow.
just eat all day and be lazy, you know what I mean? Lay around on the couch and eat, and once the dryer's done, fold the clothes, put them away. That kind of shit. But, I mean, to each his own. All right, we got some news for this week. Not a whole bunch. Just I think like 5 topics. So the first bit of news.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a Tron fan?
No, I fucking hate Tron.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think I've seen the original one that came out in the 80s with Jeff Bridges, but I definitely saw Tron Legacy.
The original one, I mean, is okay. I mean, just because it's like, it set up everything.
It was new when it came out.
It was new.
A new thing.
So, yeah. But I have not seen the original. I've only seen the terrible CGI work they did on
Jeff Bridges.
I think it was Jeff Bridges' face, yeah. And try to make him look young or something, but
that was when that
not
technology
up to snuff
kind of first came out.
Yeah.
Despite that, though, I don't think that movie's that bad. I love the score is great by Daft Punk, and the acting's alright.
Daft Punk did the score for that?
Yeah.
That's weird. What's with Daft Punk and then Junkie XL? I hate that name so much.
Yeah. I remember, I think I saw that in 3D when it came out.
Ooh.
But I'm typically not a big fan of 3D.
Yeah,
but
I hate 3D.
I don't even remember when this movie came out, like 2010, maybe
That sounds about right.
a little bit after that. But
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. Not really good, but it was alright. You know
Why?
what I mean?
Do they have a new Tron thing coming? Did you say?
So technically, this is Tron 3 has just been confirmed with Jared Leto.
Thrawn?
In the it's good for
They
marketing.
can't have it. Trademark. Logan's Law copyright 2020.
Yeah, Jared Leto is gonna star in the new Tron.
Hey, that's ironic because we watched a movie with Jared Leto in it.
Do you like Jared Leto?
I do like Jared Leto. I think he was great in Dallas Buyers Club. Probably his best role.
Won him the Academy Award.
Yeah, he was awesome in American Psycho. He's great in that. He looks exactly the same. I mean, the
Fight
man
Club.
does not age. Yeah,
With his strangely bleached hair.
blonde hair, really weird. So yeah, I think Jared Leto's really good.
I
actor
think that Jared
for a
Leto
singer.
is a good actor. I don't care from what don't get me wrong, I don't know him. But
You don't know?
just the way, no, not at all. The way he conducts himself is like borderline unprofessional. Like we were talking about,
how
like
so?
we were just talking about like just like method acting a few episodes ago, and how sometimes, like, don't get me wrong, I have no issue with method acting as long as you're not like affecting other
Others.
people
Yeah.
in your cast and crew. Like, do whatever it is that you need to do to hone that character and to be confident in your performance. You know what I mean? Like I always say, like every actor is a method actor because every actor has their own method. But you get into that territory of like taking things a little bit too far. And like, for example, like with Suicide Squad, this dude was like, he sent a whole bunch of random shit, like crazy shit, to the cast.
Yeah.
As like his preparation
it was like
for the
condoms.
Joker. Yeah, he sent a
and-
box of used condoms to someone. He sent a box of bullets to Will Smith.
Right.
He sent like a dead rat to someone else, like
Yeah,
via
it's
mail.
fucking weird.
Can you imagine getting a package in the mail and there's a fucking dead rat in
He
there?
was definitely trying to
Like I
channel-
understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
But like, come on.
Could have nightmares.
But there's a quote he has. He's like, yeah, if I was a better actor, I wouldn't need to be a method actor. And I get that. Like he has to go to the extremes in order to hone that in. But
Now, do you think that that's for every method actor then, that they think that way? Because Daniel Day-Lewis, again, is one of, he's
but
kind
true,
of a
but
method actor.
But he never takes it to the point to where he's putting his cast and
Right, of
crew
course.
in ridiculous, uncomfortable, and unprofessional situations. Like he's so method that he almost got hypothermia because he refused to wear a coat when they were shooting gangs in New York and they were in freezing temperatures. But that's him. Like I understand that if he did get hypothermia, it would have brought production to a halt. But at least he wasn't putting other people in
just himself.
in jeopardy. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's such a gray area. I feel
It is a gray area.
because I mean, obviously it works for Jared Leto
Right.
because he's able to hone.
To an extent.
Yeah, but I
It
don't know.
didn't work out so well for the Joker.
Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
There's a lot more. There are more variables that have
Right.
to play with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tron 3. I'll watch it probably. Most likely.
I would never watch it. I didn't even know they made a second one.
Yeah. Tron Legacy is Tron 2, technically.
Oh, okay.
The newest
What's the
one.
First one then? Oh,
Tron.
so
the original Tron came out in
the
like
original one.
in the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s.
And then Jeff Bridges came back to play an older character of
because he was in the original.
Flynn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Sounds like nothing I'll watch, but cool.
I'll probably see it, most likely. We'll see.
Hey, if people like hate that I'm like, I'll never watch it. I mean, I'm not hating on these movies. They're just not for me. I mean, if it makes you happy, then that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's all subjective.
Yeah.
But to each his own.
But if you like,
if you like trash, that's, that's on you. You know what I mean? Next bit of news is so the live action Avatar series. There's like been like no news.
So that's
about
like
it
happening
ever since it got announced. So
Okay.
the original creators and showrunners of the animated series were the showrunners for this live action series, and apparently they have dropped out due to creative differences with the studio.
Now they're gonna have to bring in M. Night.
If they made that mistake twice, I don't even know what to say.
But what if he's like, that's my only project that I really want to redeem myself on, and he's like, so I'm gonna make it better this time.
That's just too damn bad. Yeah, the original showrunner, he said that they split amicably over creative differences. But from what I understand about the business, usually when people split for creative differences, it's not very amicable. Like
that's
they're
a
just
kind way of saying I fucking hate these guys.
Yeah, like they wouldn't let me make what I wanted to make, so I pieced out.
Right.
Which I have so much respect for, because like I kind of alluded to just a minute ago with Jared Leto, like with the Snyder Cut or with Suicide Squad, or even that newest Hellboy that came out, there are a lot of times when the studio, like studio heads and corporate heads, not necessarily filmmakers, but the people with the money and the influence,
the backers,
a director will lose their film in the editing process. Like they get pushed and bullied out of the edit bay, and then the movie kind of becomes something else, and it's not really what they envisioned. So I have respect for them to go, you know what? I'm out of here. Like, I'd rather not make this than make something that's not my vision.
I completely agree, because their name is going to be attached to that project for the rest of their lives and further.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like that movie, Ad Astra. I can't remember the James Gray. I think the writer and director, his name was.
Don't know.
But he got pushed out of the film in the edit bay, and that's why that movie is such a mixed bag. Like like spoiler alert if you haven't seen Ad Astra,
which you should.
So like the moon sequence with the moon pirate, that feels like it has nothing to do with the movie. You know what I mean?
Because they filmed that.
And it was a reshoot because the studio's like, oh, it's too boring. We need an action scene, so they just threw in a moon chase with some pirates. That
it does feel out of place.
Loki doesn't even make sense. I'm like, why are there moon pirates though?
But they put so much work, right? Because it's not like there's like
minerals it was just
precious resources
kind of weird.
on the
And I was
moon.
like, okay, whatever. It was just an action sequence for the sake of there being an action.
Well, maybe
sequence.
there is stuff on the moon.
But James Gray, I think that's his name. He was just talking about that, like just he didn't even shoot that. I think his first AD, they brought him in and he actually shot those reshoots and then put it into the movie. But I'll say it again, like I have respect for that. They were able to kind of distance themselves and not compromise their vision.
That's why you see like
their work.
Christopher Nolan or Quentin Tarantino go back to the same producers again.
Yeah, and it's like in filmmakers like those two that you just,
which of course there are numerous
it's
others.
It's very rare for a director. Like so like TV is typically like your writer's medium.
Yeah.
Typically the executive producers and the writers of the show are usually who call the shots, and then you get your every other director. Yeah, for TV.
Mm-hmm.
Movies is definitely a director's medium. Like on a TV show, a director for an episode can't come up and be like, "Hey, I want to rewrite this scene."
Right? No way.
Yeah, no fucking way. But
set.
in a movie, a director's like, "Yeah, this scene isn't jobbing for me," and then the director has the power to rewrite it, completely change the scene.
Right.
And it's just it's very fascinating how.
Yeah. Take for instance, like Mindhunter, like David Fincher.
Did you know that Charlize Theron is a producer on that show?
Is she really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Wow.
Yeah. But go on.
David Fincher is the showrunner, but he also directs like the first couple episodes and then usually like the season finale. So like he can, he's a director, but he can also like make some changes if he needs
Ozark. Jason Bateman, he's very he directed a few episodes. He's very like behind the camera and
Right.
has a lot of influence there.
But he's also, that's the case where like he's also an actor in the show, like David Schwimmer on Friends. Like towards the end of it,
he directed like 10 episodes.
Yeah, a lot
for that show. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
Avatar.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to. Like, don't get me wrong. As long as they hire someone talented and someone with a pretty solid filmography, I'm sure that they could pull this off. But I don't know if I want to see this show helmed by anybody else.
Yeah, I don't really have high hopes for it, mainly just because we've seen a live action. Granted, it was directed towards kids
so
and stuff
hard
like that.
I don't know why, but I just feel like that's just such a hard story and just mythology and just kind of
Avatar is
it's something hard to translate into live action. You know what I mean? Because I don't know.
They did it with Legend of Korra.
It works so well. Like some things should just be cartoons,
right?
And like,
there's no harm in it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't see a live action Rick and Morty.
Like don't get me wrong though. I mean, like if they make this and they screw it up, we still have the show. Just like they made the movie and it was awful, but like it didn't take away from the show.
Right.
But
because now you have something that you can go back and be like, "This is thank God for this."
I've never understood that when people get mad like, ugh, they're rebooting my childhood movie or show. They're gonna ruin it. I'm like, how? When you still have the original thing to watch. 100%. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Just because something came out and is not as good as the original doesn't take away from that.
It's just a cash grab.
Just don't watch it again and just keep to the original shit. You ruined my childhood. I'm like, did they really though? It's still there. Like it still exists.
You can still watch it.
Yeah.
Now that's different for like say Star Wars, for instance.
Not even.
If you like the original like trilogy, especially the first one, and Disney has changed so much.
Okay, well yeah. When you go back and you re-edit stuff and take shit out, then
I guess it wasn't really Disney that did that. I guess it was more so Lucas
ruined his own shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he ruined it, but he made it less good.
But I get like I think that's harsh on him because I get like he wanted that in the beginning, but
the technology
he couldn't,
of his time
it wasn't there.
Yeah.
So he's trying to make it more so like what he originally wanted. But it was great already.
Yeah.
I
think that George Lucas is a good ideas man.
Yeah.
When it comes to, I mean, even directing. I mean, he's an alright director.
He's okay. He's got his moments. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think he's
definitely better suited.
He's a producer
in the board.
Yeah. Every character has to explicitly tell you exactly what it is that they're feeling.
And my God, is he not a dialogue writer?
Oh man,
but he can set up a story. I love watching
behind the scenes stuff, and the actors would be like, "So, should I, blah blah blah?" He's like, "Yeah, sure.
Yes,
whatever you want, like, whatever I want. This is your movie, motherfucker. Like you're the director. Direct me."
I think it was like the episode 3. It was like the last one that he finished writing, and he comes out. He goes, "Well, here's the first draft." He goes, "There's a lot of they fighting it," like as the dialogue or as like the action lines. That's so lazy. He's the writer, but for a first draft, that's probably
he's George
fine.
Lucas.
He can do whatever he wants.
He sold Star Wars for about $4.5 billion plus he's a shareholder in Disney now.
So much.
Not that he wasn't already super rich, but I guess he likes to hang out in like food courts and malls and shit.
People pick on him so much for that. Like I
feel so sorry for him though.
So do I.
Especially like when
he's just a 70-year-old man.
When the Phantom Menace came out and people
what are we talking about?
People just flipped the script on him and like
which again, I love the prequels. I mean, I do, but I love them in the sense of their Star Wars.
Don't get me wrong, like there's great Star Wars in the prequels.
Yeah,
the prequels just aren't good movies as a whole. But I will say, as far as a trilogy goes, that prequel trilogy is a more solid and thought out trilogy than the new sequel trilogy.
Newest one?
Because when you watch The Force Awakens through or through The Rise of Skywalker, it doesn't feel like
jumps
one
everywhere.
kinetic story that goes through 3
they
chapters.
Never planned out.
Yeah, but say what you will about the prequels, they're linearly they're better. It's a better trilogy as far as like the story goes. But we're not here to talk about
If you haven't been able to tell, we're like some of the biggest Star Wars fans.
But I mean, like I said, there's great Star Wars in the prequels.
Well, there's 10 minutes of us just rambling about shit that comes to mind.
It's kind of related. Actually, I think my next bit in is the Star Wars news anyway.
Shit. Well, we planned that.
Yeah. It's not like I wrote it down or anything.
Right.
Disney Plus, they got another new Star Wars show coming. It's about Cassian Andor, the character from Rogue One.
I think we might have talked about this last week.
So,
that's cool. Live action or?
Yep, live action.
Sweet.
Alan Tudyk is coming back as K2SO, and what is his name?
Love Alan Tudyk.
Diego Luna is coming back as Cassian Andor. Ooh, it's raining.
Is it raining? I thought I heard some rain.
Yeah. What's her
Hopefully
name?
you guys can't hear that rain this time.
Hang on, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find her name. I'm probably going to butcher her name. Did I not write it down?
Oh my God, Chance. Who does she play?
She's going to be Cassian's sister, most likely. It hasn't been confirmed who her character is yet.
But she wasn't in. He never had a sister in.
As far as we know,
right?
Adria Arona, I think her name is. She's in.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I think I'm sure I butchered her name. I apologize. Better than Chase McDuffie, but she was in Baby Driver. I'm pretty sure.
Was she?
John Hamm's girl.
Oh, she was really good in that. I've never seen her in anything else, but really liked her in that movie. That's such a good movie.
Nope, that's not her.
Oh, never mind.
Hang on, let me look up her IMDb. But she
no editing, baby.
She's in Pacific Rim Uprising as who?
Whoa, never seen it.
Didn't see that. I watched the first 20 minutes of that movie and I turned it off because it was fucking horrible.
Is that I love with that John
first
Boyega?
One. Yeah, I love that first one, and then the second one was just like so. It was so cartoony and just kind of like the first one took itself very seriously, and then the other one felt like a light kids version of
never seen
the
them.
First one, Pacific Rim.
Either of them, no.
It's very good.
But I have watched like some of the behind the scenes.
Plus,
where they did that.
The sequel didn't have Guillermo del Toro behind the camera, and you can really feel that.
But I think he did produce it though.
Yeah, he produced. I mean, it's his property or whatever.
Yeah. It's like Spielberg. Spielberg is bringing back the Animaniacs. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think is it coming to Hulu?
Hulu, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Pretty cool. Which I don't know why. Did he originally do the Animaniacs? Because it was like, why would he? Why? Just to make more money, I guess.
This chick, she was in Adria. She was in that Netflix action movie that Ryan Reynolds, Six Underground.
No, I haven't seen that. Okay.
And then Pacific Rim Uprising. I haven't seen anything. Well, I saw that movie, but like it went in one ear and out the other.
Which one?
Six Underground. It was just a fucking visual noise.
I've heard it. Yeah, I've heard it's just action from like start to finish.
Yeah. Anyway, I am excited about the Cassian Andor show. Cassian Andor was such a complex character because it was so cool for the first time in a Star Wars movie. It really felt like war.
Yeah,
I liked how gray his character was because like when we saw him in the beginning and he was getting information from that guy with the broken arm. And the stormtroopers were closing in on him. He had to shoot that guy because that guy wouldn't have been able to escape because he was already crippled. So he shot him in the back, and so that when he gets those plans from the guy, and he's like, yeah, they built this super weapon and this and that.
This is in the movie?
Yeah, in Rogue One, in the beginning when he's on that like trade planet thing. It wasn't even a planet; it was like an asteroid.
Wow, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, and he shot him in the back to escape. When he gets mad at Jin, and he's like, yeah, all of a sudden this war means something to you, but I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old. And it's very interesting to see like the gray area, even though he is a rebel spy, it's still war, and you still have to get your hands dirty. And that was kind of like the first time we really seen like good characters in Star Wars be so gray.
What's this guy's name?
Diego Luna.
Yeah. Okay, so he's the guy that's in the Terminal, right?
Terminal with Tom Hanks. Oh man, yeah. He marries Zoe Saldana.
That's right. Yeah. What a great movie.
I love that movie.
We've talked about that before.
He's like goat, goat. It means goat. I love that movie. I haven't seen it in a while. The score to that is great.
It's great, right? We should watch it and review it for like a little extra episode.
Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Good shit.
What's you
got? Zac Efron he's making his Disney debut return, I guess, after High School Musical. He's coming back for a Disney Plus reboot of 3 Men and a Baby. I've never seen this show. It's like a show from the 80s.
It's a movie with Tom Selleck.
Yeah, and Ted Danson, and I can't remember who the other guy is.
It's not Steve Martin. But, I don't know.
But he's the only person that's been officially confirmed.
Yeah, that's interesting because like it's literally just about these 3 guys who try to raise this baby, and the funny situations that they get into, because they're stereotype men are clueless when it comes to babies. So, which I mean, it's true, but that's not true. I mean, there is some good.
I probably couldn't raise a baby right now.
I mean, neither
especially
could I.
by myself.
Yeah. Well, what about 2 other guys helping you though? I feel like you do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Do a bang up
shifts.
job. Right.
Yeah. Anyway,
probably get more sleep then.
Sounds cool. I mean, I like Zac Efron.
Sure.
He's talented.
Why not? Is it a TV series? You said?
No, I think it's a reboot movie. It's regardless. It's going to Disney Plus.
Right.
But
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a series. I don't know why I said show earlier, but yeah, I like him. I'll probably see it. As long as it, doesn't look like hot garbage.
Yeah. I mean, it's Disney. It'll probably look fine.
Yeah.
Probably be fine. Probably be just fine. Except for that Call of the Wild movie.
The last thing is a new trailer for Tenet came out like 3 weeks ago. We're a little late to the game. I wasn't going to watch it. Yeah, I wasn't going to watch it, and then I ended up watching it. I'm like, Logan, did you watch this trailer? And he's like, no. I'm like, we're watching it right now.
If you haven't been able to tell, we kind of took a break from our Nolan-thon just because everything going on.
It was so up in the air, yeah.
We were like, what the fuck? But we'll get back to, Christopher Nolan is like one of our favorite directors. So we will get back to watching his films.
You gotta watch The Prestige and Memento.
Yeah. There's a couple others in there, I think.
Inception.
Yeah, Inception.
Interstellar.
Love
Dunkirk.
Interstellar.
I still haven't seen Dunkirk.
Ooh, oh man, Dunkirk is so good.
Still haven't seen it.
That's so good.
I love Nolan. All right, Suicide Squad.
Ew.
Written and directed by David Ayer. Had a budget of about 175 mil, and it grossed a little over 746 million worldwide. Which ain't bad.
That is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it stars Will Smith, Margot Robbie, Viola Davis, and Jared Leto.
Amazing cast.
Yeah, I will say that the cast to this movie is pretty impressive.
It's loaded. It's stacked.
Despite how
I'm not
just tumbles.
I don't know.
Read the
synopsis. Read your synopsis.
A secret government agency recruits some of the most dangerous incarcerated supervillains for a defensive task force. Their first mission: save the world from an apocalypse.
Wow.
Bum bum.
Dun, 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 dun. That's NCIS.
Do you mind if I get right into it?
Oh, I mind, but go for it.
I will say, like, the beginning of this movie is pretty all right.
Yes.
It's like when we're introduced to the team and we see all the Deadshot stuff where he's confronted by Batman. And
now it does feel like Deadpool, though, I will say.
All the Batman stuff's all right. When Deadshot chooses not to kill Batman because he's got his daughter with him and all that, that's cool. When Batman chases down Harley and the Joker when they're peeling off, that's cool. When Batman knocks her out under the water, that's such a good.
Yeah, I mean, how do you feel about Ben Affleck being in this movie?
Don't think it was necessary, but I understand.
I kind of like it though. I kind of like, if he is going to be in this movie, that he's only in it for like a hot second.
Yeah, and it's just Batman.
Right.
Like, no Bruce Wayne.
Right.
We just see Batman
we get Bruce Wayne at the end.
Well, yeah. Well,
the post-credit scene.
Does that really count as the movie, though? If it's like after the credits, you know what I mean?
I guess not.
But
fine.
I don't care for Will Smith as Deadshot because he doesn't feel like Deadshot. It just feels like Will Smith. Like, it just feels like every other Will Smith movie where he's charming, charismatic, and he says funny things, and occasionally he's a badass. Like, I didn't feel any characterization to his Deadshot that felt different from something else that he's done.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good performance. I mean, it's Will Smith, so I mean, you know what you're getting when you go in. But I just wish I would have seen, Deadshot, not just a bald Will Smith with a beard. And
again, I know nothing about the comics, so I don't know what the character's supposed to be like.
But what was the character though?
Yeah, I guess he's just kind of a merc.
Just Will Smith.
And just
with a gun, with a few guns.
I guess so.
But Margot Robbie is great as Harley Quinn. I will like all the Joker stuff with her, like with the flashbacks when we see kind of like how he manipulates her, because Harley was the Joker's psychiatrist, and he like slowly manipulated her and made her, lose her mind and kind of twisted her to his whim, and she broke him out and all this other kind of stuff. That's what happens in the comics, and that's pretty cool. But other than that, I literally don't see any reason for the Joker to be in this movie. This movie was torn apart in post-production in the edit bay, like I was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like all the disjointed scenes that we did get with the Joker didn't really add anything to the movie. Like the marketing, the trailers kind of made it seem like this movie was the Suicide Squad versus the Joker, and that's not at all what this movie is.
Yeah, he definitely isn't needed for this film.
And
either.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not David Ayer. I don't know what he could do, but if it was me and it was down to either completely cutting the Joker or having the scenes that they decided to keep in, I just would have did a rewrite and have one really good scene with the Joker and then just bring Jared Leto in and then do a reshoot and just have that one scene
just
in
a one good
versus
moment,
having him randomly scattered out. Like he's so oddly placed in this movie that I don't even really know how I feel about Jared Leto's Joker because we don't really get anything from him other than like he's crazy.
Right.
But, I mean, and he's a gangster, but I mean we know that. It's the Joker.
I have, thoughts about his Joker, and I think the main one is in the fact that I think he's a bad Joker.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like him as the Joker, but I think that in this world that they've created, I think he is the only type of Joker that might fit in. Like, I couldn't see Heath Ledger's Joker being in these films, and I just feel like it wouldn't mesh right. I feel like a gangster kind of like kingpin kind of Joker is the right one they were going to, but he does feel too
much.
Yeah, too much. Like, I don't think Jack Nicholson's Joker would work. What's that, Cesar Romero? I don't think his Joker would work. Yeah. So while and like even Mark Hamill's Joker, maybe his, I don't know, might be interesting, just because it is Harley Quinn, and like the first time we ever saw Harley Quinn, I think, is in the animated series with Mark Hamill. So they might.
I don't know. The best Joker stuff in this movie was the Harley stuff.
Yeah.
And I wish we could have got more of that, but I understand that's not what this movie was about.
Yeah, it's still weird though.
Yeah,
those two
it's
interact.
Very strange.
Yeah.
And what else I got here? And like, okay, so I don't think that this mission should have been their first mission.
I don't either.
Because the stakes
were way too high.
The stakes were way too high for the team that we had.
Especially because why wasn't Batman there?
Yeah, exactly. Like, to compare apples to oranges, like the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy, you understand what functionality each member has to the team, and like they feel necessary, and you understand why they're there. In this movie, it's just like there's that part at the end where Captain Boomerang is like, he has the camera and he throws it, and the big god dude just smashes it, and he kind of just drops his hands like, well, that was all I was good for. Like and like Slipknot, a man who can climb anything, and
what the fuck was he in there for?
He was literally just there
to show that the stuff actually works. That's one of my notes. Yeah.
That's what I mean about this movie. It's just a hot mess. Like, they should have been somewhere like in another country dealing with like a warlord or maybe like a mercenary group
100,000%
or something like that.
agree.
Like, they shouldn't be fighting like a demon, ancient Egyptian demon god or whatever the fuck he was supposed to be. I just felt like
feels way too big.
Like, how is it that Harley Quinn, an acrobat with a bat, is equipped for this mission?
Right.
And like Killer Croc, I hated the portrayal of Killer Croc. Like, so in the comics, he has like a birth defect that makes him look the way he does.
Isn't he supposed to be like 20 feet tall too?
Yeah, and like, you've seen Phantom of the Opera, so you know how he was deformed and they kept him in a cage and he was in the circus. That's kind of like what Killer Croc's background was like.
Interesting.
And in this, we got like this weird Mr. T parody. He's just, yeah. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Like, it just felt like just like tonally, it's all over the place. And like, this movie's just a hot mess. The music choices are weird. Like when they do the Eminem, like, guess who's back? Like, that part was cool.
That's
fun.
What I mean? Yeah,
but
introducing
the rest of
all
it
the characters
was so
cool.
strange and oddly placed. It felt like the movie just halted to a grinding stop every time they played some modern upbeat pop song that really this movie just feels like a really long, messy music video.
Yeah.
And
that's been said before. I completely agree. On a rewatch, like the first time I saw it was in theaters. I don't know if I saw the extended version or what I saw, but I remember the first time seeing it and like, it's fine. I mean, it was an okay movie. I mean, the part with Deadshot still be my favorite part in the entire film.
Yeah, that's a badass scene.
Yeah.
But like,
It's
and then
fucking
like
awesome.
when they're in the bar and Will Smith's like, what are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?
Yeah, that's
I'm
so
like,
fucking stupid. Come on.
I liked Viola Davis as Amanda Waller.
Yeah, she's great.
She's pretty badass. What I don't understand though,
she's a bad guy
like,
then.
yeah.
Kind of?
She's like she's imagine Nick Fury, but like way more of a dick.
Okay, and she's like in, she's like not a new character they made for the films. Like,
No.
Okay.
So Amanda, so like when they go there to rescue her or whatever, and she kills all those people that
Right.
were in that room because they didn't have the clearance. So I'm like, so why the fuck were they in this room in the first place?
she just needed help.
Yeah,
I guess.
So why did you call these people
Right.
up and have them come in this office? Like it was just kind of dumb. I understood the purpose of it to make her cold blooded and badass and whatever, but like it ultimately didn't really make sense.
You could have done that the same way. I mean, before. I mean, showing her with like David Harbour and when they're all talking
David Harbour is.
I know. What a shock, right?
What a waste.
Yeah, he only has like 5 lines.
And going back to like the roster, like I don't understand what the point of having Rick Flag there, like because Rick Flag ultimately
who is he?
He's basically Deadshot, but just with a better
Marine.
moral compass.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like in the movie, I don't really know anything about Rick Flag from my comic book, but there's no characterization to him. He's just a
none
man with a
whatsoever.
gun.
And he likes the one girl.
Yeah, the Enchantress.
But which is she a part of the Suicide Squad or no?
Just like the Avengers, how the roster changes.
She can be.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much any villain in the DC.
So she's like a Loki.
Could be in the Suicides. That's the whole point of them. But
like, could you ever trust her again?
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like Tom Hardy was originally supposed to play Rick Flag, and then he dropped out.
Really, I didn't know that.
I just feel like Tom Hardy would have been able to bring so much more to the table than Joel Kinnaman. I think that's his name.
Don't know.
I know his first name is Joel.
Been in?
That RoboCop reboot that came out with Gary Oldman and Samuel Jackson. He's in the first season of Altered Carbon on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
and he's in that Amazon show For All Mankind. It takes place in like the 60s. It's about what if the Russians beat us to the moon during the space race.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty. I watched like the first 2 episodes of it. It's on Apple TV Plus. But yeah, like, I mean, he was in that movie with Liam Neeson, Run All Night. I didn't see it.
Never heard of it.
When Liam Neeson was just making a whole bunch of different action movies.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I don't understand why Harley and Enchantress were overly sexualized in this movie.
Very much
like we get
so.
that lingering, gratuitous shot of Harley getting dressed when she's putting her shirt on. She's in her underwear, she's in her bra and her panties, and essentially, like, I don't understand. Like I said, they're dealing with the end of the world with this giant ancient demon god thing, and Harley's walking around in panties and pantyhose, and I'm just like, how are you saving the world dressed like this? Like, I get it, it's Margot Robbie, yeah, she's very attractive and everything like that, but we don't need to see her half naked fighting.
And I think there was some backlash with that because I think they digitally shortened her shorts for this, which I think like they were shorts, but then they shortened them even more.
And then like Enchantress is just in a bra and a loincloth, essentially, all
what the
dirty
fuck is
and
she
shit.
doing? She's just waving around.
Yeah, like
all
that's
the
all
time.
weird, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah, it is really weird.
But like, although I haven't seen Birds of Prey, I've seen like trailers and this.
You haven't seen Birds of Prey?
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Did you like it? Well,
it's fantastic.
We're going to talk about it, but it's interesting how 2 different directors of 2 different sex took on the same character and they're completely different.
Right.
Like as far as visually. So like
we were talking about this for Wonder Woman too.
Yeah, like so in this she's in a tight t-shirt, panties and pantyhose in Suicide Squad, but in Birds of Prey she's wearing like overalls and like it's just interesting to me that
jacket,
like why is it that women have like in these movies it's like a woman doesn't have to, don't get me wrong, I'm not a woman, but
you're not?
No.
Cancel the show.
Believe it or not. But I was just talking about my wife about this. I'm like, I feel like men have this preconceived notion that like in order to show a strong female character, she has to have revealing clothes so that way we don't forget that she's a sexy woman.
She's also,
but we'll give her a bat and some guns so that way it makes her badass. And I'm like, she doesn't have to be half naked for her to imbue a sense of strong female, like a strong female presence. You can have a sexuality to you and a sexual aspect without showing too much clothing. You know what I mean?
think I might have mentioned this before. I completely agree. But I think I might have mentioned this before. Ironic, we're talking about him again. Ridley Scott, when he wrote Alien, he wrote the character of Ripley
Asexual.
as gender neutral. And he's like, I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl. And then Sigourney Weaver? Yeah, she came in and she just
and then
killed it.
Ripley is strong and sexy to me, but like
she's a very now granted she is running around in her underwear half the time, but I think they would have done that for a man as well.
Yeah, but
because they do that for men. Actually, they're like in that tank, and like when they come out of hyper sleep or whatever, they're all just in their skivvies and stuff like that.
But I just don't understand. Like strong and sexy doesn't automatically mean to me like half naked with a weapon.
Right.
But that's just me.
I completely agree.
But
I think Hollywood is kind of going through that change a bit. I mean, take for instance like Brie Larson in Captain Marvel. I mean, she's never like half naked or anything. I don't think.
I mean, no, she's not. But like,
it's not necessary.
Yeah, and it's kind of, it goes along with like what they did like with Black Widow, like when we first meet her, she's this sexy secretary who's undercover and blah blah blah. But as the MCU moves on, her costumes got less and less sexualized. Like when you get to Avengers Endgame, she's still got the cat suit or whatever, but she's got like a vest over. Her shit's not half unzipped, so you see all of her cleavage and stuff like that. Like, yeah, it's frame fitting, but it's like it's more tactical. Because she's got like padding and like
so is Captain America's suit though.
The backpack, you know what I mean? Like it's more so like a female warrior's gear versus like someone who's just very sexy who just so happens to be fighting crime.
It is still very depressing though to see like a compilation of interviews with her and other women who are just like, so what are you wearing under that suit?
Yeah,
like,
I saw that interview.
Like, what the fuck? Like, can you?
You're not asking any of the men what they're wearing.
And she's like, there was one point where she's like, what a depressing question to get asked. Like, these guys got to ask intellectual quandaries, and I'm over here like ask about my underwear.
Yeah, it's
what a fucking shame.
It's ridiculous.
Be better.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, but
be better, everyone.
I feel like I rambled on with that enough. What else I got? What do you got?
Oh man, I've got so much shit. I mean, I don't know. It's a bad movie, I think, but
it's a mess.
I still liked it. I don't know why. Like I've got a lot of dislikes, but I've got some likes here. Like I think the opening song is really fun. The opening scene is really cool. Like the opening half.
Yeah, like I said, the first half of this movie is very.
The pacing
it's the best.
Is very weird though throughout this entire thing.
You could tell how choppy it is.
It's
and
very
how much,
sluggish.
It's like
at times
they're just jumping around everywhere, and it's almost like they didn't know the plot of this movie,
right? Yeah, definitely
where it was going.
Yeah, I feel like they probably wrote half of it at one point, then half of it at the.
And then it got chopped apart, and then they tried to scramble and fix it in the edit bay.
Yeah. The flashbacks of like showing us who these people were are really fun. Like seeing Deadshot that he's got a daughter and that's his entire character is fine. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
The breakout scene with Harley Quinn is really cool when they're breaking her out in the beginning. But yeah, I don't know. The flashbacks with her feel weird. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. The military aspect I have is pretty cool. Like it feels like an actual military, and I think that's because David Ayer does do like military things really well. Like he did End of Watch, which is a great movie.
Yeah, I love End of Watch.
Yeah, and
Michael Pena.
Yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, it's so much fun, and like you can see where his talent there comes out. Like that's a fantastic movie.
Speaking of the flashbacks, so we see the Flash catch Captain Boomerang because Captain Boomerang is a Flash villain. So
is
I'm
he?
like, yes.
Okay.
So I'm just thinking like, in this world that we live in, where we have the Flash, we have Wonder Woman, we have Aquaman, Superman's dead at this point.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, how is it that we didn't call any of them in to deal with this guy? And we put this team together of these people.
That's one of my biggest complaints is like, yeah, we just said this, but it feels it's a way too big of a thing for them to be happening. And like, what, Batman's just like off.
Yeah, like, fucking around. Like,
yeah, touching himself.
I gotta put the Justice League together. Superman's dead. I screwed up. I'm like, bro, what?
You don't have any time. But then again, at the end of the movie, he's got plenty of time. Whatever. I don't know. Weird. And then, yeah, the last thing that I have about this film is that the best part is in my opinion, is when Deadshot like gets up on that police car and smokes all those. What are they, zombie things? I don't even know, but are smart enough to use guns and stuff.
Boogly, fucking mud people.
Boogly. Oh my god.
Katana, her character, literally did nothing. Like the only bit of characterization we got from her is that one scene where she looks into the sword and
she
hears
seems
her
like
husband.
A really interesting character.
Yeah, and like they don't do shit with her, and like
right.
that's the only like thing of substance we get when she looks at the sword and her husband's talking to her and she starts crying, and that scene's over like that.
Yeah,
and I'm just like Guardians of the Galaxy, you bring together a group of misfits, but like nobody in that group, in the first and second one, like when they introduce Nebula and Mantis, nobody feels out of place, and like everybody has a moment where we really understand their characters.
Right.
Like, although Drax is really funny and shit like that on the surface, like in the first one when they get drunk and he talks about how his family got killed, or in the second one when he and Mantis are watching that sunset,
touches him.
and she touches him and she starts sobbing. That's how he feels all the time.
That's
like,
a great scene.
Like, you know what I mean? There's substance there. There's characters. They're not just there.
It's not just thrown
just
in
for an action scene and to say an occasional funny one-liner here and there.
Right.
And I just like, it's just so. This could have been their their Guardians of the Galaxy. Sorry, my mind could have. You know, it had that potential.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know. It fell flat in so many areas.
I agree.
What else I got? It's very interesting because, like I said, with the Snyder Cut and how that kind of the whole thing just kind of was taken from him. After, like, in post.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be very curious to see David Ayer's actual, like, thought out vision of, like, his movie of Suicide Squad. But, I mean, that's probably never going to happen. Like,
I don't know. I'd never say never.
Yeah, people like, you released the Ayer cut. But I'm like, all right.
The Ayer cut.
But, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't really care for this movie very much.
I think that some of the line delivery is very weird and cheesy in some parts. Mm-hmm. It's not poorly written, I don't think, but just the way it's said.
Mm-hmm. The execution.
The execution is sloppy. The pacing is off. Like, it's slow and it's fast, then it's slow, and then it's fast again. The last fight scene, my God, goes on for way too long.
It's fucking horrible.
There's a lot of moving things going on in this film. The Joker coming for Harley, the brother and the sister,
the villains.
The villain, yeah. I don't know. It's just a lot happening.
Amanda Waller, she like
right.
They have her like I was talking about. They have her do things so that way you're like, see, the bad guys aren't like
that all the
way
bad.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just like, okay, whatever.
They are. Don't dress. Just give me a movie about bad guys being bad. That's fine.
Doing some good.
Right. Yeah. I mean, even if they, in my opinion, even if they don't do anything good, I've always wanted a movie where like we hate the main character, like hate them, and we can't wait for their demise, but there always wants to, because it's like, whoa, you know, it's like Kylo Ren. Like, we hated him, but like we liked him at the same time. So it was cool a little bit, but I don't know. The climber guy, whatever his name is,
Slipknot.
Fucking pointless.
Yeah.
Fucking pointless. Isn't there a band named Slipknot too?
I don't know, but here's my thing. Like I said, you're fighting an ancient demon god.
What's he gonna do?
Why do you need a guy who can climb anything and tie
and he's
kind of not?
literally just thrown in there. Yeah.
What is he gonna do?
That's his only powers.
Yes, he can climb anything.
He's not super strong.
Nope.
He's not okay.
Nope.
That's fucking stupid.
Nope.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Some of the action falls flat, in my opinion. I think the fight choreography is to blame there. Like, it's just, it's just like a stationary camera.
A lot of quick cuts.
Yeah,
things getting smashed, and then you see someone's head explode, and then it cuts to somebody else who's exploding, and you kind of can't tell who hit who. And
I think if this movie was trimmed down, like shortened a bit, it would probably be a lot better. It'd probably flow a lot nicer too. You'd still have the whole issue with like the thing they're going to fight is just it's way too big.
It's too unearthly. It's too
right.
The stakes are too high. It's like a be all end all.
And why is Enchantress? Why is she British? Because isn't she like an Aztec kind of god or something? Like when we first see her looking through the ruins, isn't she like in the rainforest?
She's in some swamp somewhere or something like that.
Okay.
I think.
Show me a swamp in England. It's just weird. It's just weird. The ADR is even bad in this film as well.
They even like Cara, I don't know how to say her last name.
Cara Delevingne.
Yeah. She's already, pretty slim and trim. And they made her even skinnier in this movie.
Did they?
Yeah, they made her.
She's a model. Like legit, she's a model.
Who is Enchantress supposed to be? She's just this fucking belly dancing weird.
Yeah, she is a belly dancer. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, what is this? Like, it's not menacing at all. It's not eerie. Like, it's not creepy.
And like, if they could control her, every single other person in that group would be obsolete. Because it seems like she can like just get in and out and like do anything she wants. What was she creating too in the sky? What was that?
Oh, it wouldn't be a superhero movie without a giant blue beam that shoots into the
I guess
sky.
So. Yeah.
Man of Steel, Avengers.
Yeah.
The first Iron Man.
Lot.
You just gotta have that blue beam.
When Cara Delevingne is yelling her lines too, like when they talk to her as she's building her giant beam.
Is that even her though? Because it sounds like
that is her. That's not her. I don't think that's her talking.
Yeah. I think they like dubbed her.
They could have, but either way, she's yelling her lines like on set, and then
in the movie,
ADR,
it's like
she's whispering.
Yeah.
So it looks really weird. And then that whole ending thing, like they're all, like it's raining somehow in the building. Right? Like they're in a big building. The roof is probably off, sure, whatever. But they're all dubbed because probably the audio was a fucking nightmare with that rain. But it's bad. Like it's just bad. And then last thing I have is just a stupid way to end the movie. The ending is just really stupid.
I don't even remember. It has something to do with the Joker, right?
Yeah. He breaks in. He gets Harley, he goes, like, let's go home, baby. And like they hold on his face and they fucking throw the credits up there.
There's a comic in an animated movie called Suicide Squad Attack on or Escape from Arkham or something like that. Essentially, the whole story is like Arkham gets shut down because there's like a huge prison riot and the Joker like is trying to escape. And they send the Suicide Squad in to like make sure that doesn't happen. That'd have been a cool movie. Or like... if you put the Joker in, maybe have the Suicide Squad versus Joker, and it gives Harley even more of like a
torn,
like a push pull type thing. And I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Even with the Joker with Harley, I mean, like the Joker really kind of doesn't really give a shit about Harley, but like he does. But it's just like I said, it's that gray area that their dynamic, their toxicity would have been really cool just to see more of that. But
yeah. Let me think. I've got like 3 other things here. Do you have anything else?
No.
I've got...
My last note is this movie's a hot mess.
It's a great last note.
Thank you.
Killer Croc, yeah, he's too small. His, like, the makeup is incredible, but the actor is obviously wearing like a mask, and when
he
they
speaks, you can tell.
Yeah, and then when like they do wide shots with him, his arms are so small. Like they didn't even beef him up.
I don't know that actor's name, but he's the guy from The Mummy.
Which one?
Returns, the black guy.
Oh wait. The new Mummy?
No.
The old
Mummy?
Mummy
Returns, yeah.
What?
He's the black guy that wears like the red robes and he fights
Is he really?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the head henchman.
Whoa, how depressing.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, that's That's sad.
He's in Game of Thrones. He tries to cut Tyrion's cock off, the dwarf.
Oh, nice.
He's like, cut off his cock. And everybody's like, what? He's like, a dwarf's cock has magic powers. And Tyrion's like, you can't just take a dry cock to a merchant and tell him it's a dwarf's cock. He's like, how would they know? He's like, it'll be a dwarf-sized cock. He's like, guess again. It's good shit. He's like, the dwarf lives till we find a cock merchant. Like, yeah, but that's like his only scene in Game of Thrones. He's like, a cock merchant, whatever the fuck that is.
That must be a very prominent trade.
So he's like, how would they know? It'll be a dwarf-sized cock.
That's really funny, actually.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, he was a slaver, but I think he was in like 2 episodes. But he's in that and The Mummy, and that's pretty much.
That's really it.
He has that one cameo in that G.I. Joe movie. Oh no, he's in G.I. Joe, the first one.
Well, that doesn't surprise me because that's the same guy who directed The Mummy, Stephen Sommers. I think something.
Yeah. Anyway,
the last 2 notes. There's a lot of fucking plastic water bottles for no reason when they're walking through downtown. They're just strewn about. So many unnecessary. Yeah, right.
David Ayer's like, every water bottle you finish, throw into this specific trash can, and then the day before they just take them home and dump them.
I've started to notice that a bunch. Like I've been watching Friends, and like the way they go through plastic fucking water bottles is just like and like they just do it so characters in that show, at least they just do it so characters have something to do when they're talking.
They're
like
drinking coffee.
They reach into a fridge, they crack open a water bottle lid, take one tiny sip, and then set it on the table. And then, like, that's an actual water bottle, though. That's annoying. My last thing, 3 helicopters go down in this movie. 3
he does this, like, weird noodly arm thing. It takes down What are...
It's a noodle monster.
That guy's powers,
I don't know.
Like, he's
anything and everything. Whatever he wants.
It looked horrible to the CGI.
Yeah,
He looked
it does not look good.
PS2 balloon character.
It is not good.
His skin didn't look real.
Yeah,
like, it didn't look real at all. I'm looking at a computer image.
I think it's not as bad as. Is it worse than Justice League?
I've only seen Justice League once. So
Me too. I can't believe that. Chance, you have so many fucking superhero posters.
I like the characters. I don't like the movie.
I guess.
Like I said, you know, when you reboot something, you still got the original.
That's true.
Content. I mean, I got the animated series.
You got more comics. Iron Man stuff up though.
Because I love Iron Man.
I know you do.
He's my favorite. But yeah.
Watch list.
Yeah, let's get in the watch list.
I give this a 5 or a 6 out of 10.
I give it a hot mess.
Yeah, it's hot.
Potential, but a hot mess. So, watch list. How about you go first? You watched anything new or read anything new or anything like that?
I have not really had that much time, but more than anything, so I'm not really a gamer. I mean, I kind of am. I try to, but I don't like play like multiplayer video games just because I think it's a fucking waste
like
of time.
Online gaming and shit.
Yeah, like I don't play like Call of Duty or anything like that. Because I just think it's a big waste of time. It's just the same shit.
I used to be really into
again.
Call of Duty.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my god.
I used to play a lot of Halo.
I used to jump on. Well, I never really got into Halo.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have an Xbox.
You know, an Xbox. You weren't cool like that.
Yeah,
Whatever.
But, dude, I would jump online and just play for hours.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Which one?
Which ones did I have? Oh.
Is it a World War II one?
I had.
So there's like 700 of those.
Modern Warfare.
Oh,
I can't remember.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
I think I had the first like 2 or 3 Black Ops, and then once it got like super futuristic, I was like, all right, I'm done. It felt like very much like Halo.
Yeah.
Like even though I haven't played Halo, from what I've seen, like it's all high tech and you can run on walls now. And
yeah.
You're half cybernetic for whatever reason. It really doesn't play much into.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I used to play the campaigns. I used to be really into those, and then I would play online once I was done, just to kill time. But
campaigns are fun.
Now I'm just whatever.
Well, you know what I was gonna say was like I don't play a lot of multiplayer like online games. I try to, if I'm gonna play a video game, I try to play one that has a good story to it because I think that some video games it's making a pushback now, and like they're actually getting good. And I remember telling LaCrista like 4 years ago, I'm like, this is it. Fucking watch. Like, this is the era where video game adaptations will actually be good instead of, like, your Tomb Raider and
Prince of Egypt.
Yeah. Prince of Persia.
Yes. What did I say? Prince of Egypt. That movie?
That is a movie, I think. I don't know.
Prince of Persia. That movie. I used to be really into those games too.
They were fun.
Fucking horrible.
That's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Even Jake Gyllenhaal, he's like, I'm sorry for that movie.
That's awesome. Well, I played this one. Fantastic. It's called Ghosts of, I think it's Tsushima, but it's probably Tsushima. It's about the Mongol invasion of Japan in the 13th century. It's fucking incredible. Dude, cool. The game is so good.
It's like Swords and Shields.
Yeah. You play as a samurai. So it's, and like, I love Star Wars, and like the Jedi are based off of samurai, which is why like Sir Alec Guinness has a whole samurai pose in the first Star Wars. Plus he's super old. Or he was at the time. He's dead now, R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P.
I think he died like 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, he died in like 95 or something like
that. Still though. No, great game, great story. It's very much like a callback of old samurai movies. What's the director who is like super shit? I'm blanking on his name. But he's just like he's revolutionary in like a lot of even films still today, like Seven Samurai. Like I'm sure you've heard of that. Like it's a very popular
47
movie.
Ronin.
Yeah.
Even though that's an American.
Yeah, it's an American. Yeah, but
they're making a sequel to that, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. You should have put that in the news. But no,
I didn't remember till just now.
Great game. I highly recommend it. Awesome story. Great set pieces. It was a lot of fun. That's awesome. The only thing I've really been doing aside from editing.
I finished season 1 of Perry Mason.
Oh, did you? Because you were
HBO. It's pretty good.
HBO.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what HBO stands for?
Home broadcasting.
Box office.
A home box office. Okay.
But it's pretty good. In it very solid. I'm very curious to see because it starts off. It takes place in 1931.
Ooh.
And he starts off as a private eye, investigating the kidnapping and murder of this infant boy, and he ends up becoming the mom's lawyer and defending her because she's accused of killing her baby, and it's very cool. Like because Perry Mason was like a courtroom drama show, like the original series. So
yeah.
It's cool to see him go from private eye to taking the bar.
That is pretty cool.
And then taking on this case. But like I said, John Lithgow's in it.
Love John.
There are a few. I don't know their names, but like I know their faces.
Yeah. Some high class actors.
Yeah. Only 8 episodes, about an hour each.
Now they're gonna do more of them though, right?
I'm assuming
it's not a limited series.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr. and his wife are executive producers. He was supposed to play the title character, then he dropped out for whatever reason.
Probably way too busy, or he just doesn't need to.
And they hired Matthew Reyes.
Is he good?
Yes.
Yeah.
He plays Philip in The Americans.
I've never seen that one either.
That Mr. Rogers movie.
He's the guy doing the piece on him.
Yep. Okay. And he's in Mowgli. I can't remember who he is in Mowgli.
Mowgli.
Mowgli. You've given it a name.
That's good. Damn it, Chance. You're so good at impressions. You know what? I was reading one other thing. I go back and forth, try to read just some passages and stuff from it. Tom Sawyer, because Mark Twain is like one of my favorite writers of all time. Like I've written, well, I don't even want to say that. I sound like a fucking douche, but I've tried to write a couple books, and I've got some stories and stuff I'm kicking around. Mm-hmm. But like, I think like, what'd you say?
Kicking the old can.
Kicking the old can.
Yeah, I love it.
I think like if I would write a book, it'd be very much an homage to like Tom Sawyer, just the writing style more so. It's very, very poetic, very pretty. Like, okay, Mark Twain, probably a racist piece of shit, but a great writer.
Hey. Never mind. I was gonna.
There's so much stuff that Chance always goes to say.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I feel like my humor can be misconstrued because
100%.
You can't see me. so
I can't see you.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, this is an audio only podcast.
Yeah, we're miles away.
Yeah. But all right, I think that's the show.
Yeah.
Check us out on social media.
For sure. We got Instagram.
Yep.
That's it. No, we got Twitter. We got Facebook.
Yep.
Which is the German version of Facebook. So you should really check us out there. We're huge
guys,
over in Germany.
Give us a like, subscribe, share, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, and you know what? It would actually help us out a lot too. If you do listen to the show and you like the show, just give us a rating, you know? Throw a rating up on Apple Podcasts. It can be a one-word
review.
Yeah.
You can just say
good, bad, change this.
Boring.
Yeah. Not funny. Well, that's 2 words, but
lame.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah. That's it.